So they say it takes 30 days to form a new habit. Now, I wanted to challenge that hypothesis and see how true it actually was for myself. So I challenged myself in the month of August to do a 30-day digital detox. I'm talking no social media, including Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of those platforms for those 30 days, and just use that time to invest in myself. So I did that for 30 days, and I'm here to share exactly how I got on during those 30 days, the lessons I learned and key takeaways that you can take and apply if you want to try such a challenge for yourself. If that sounds of interest to you, then you're going to want to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for today's video. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, thanks for stopping by. My name's Tolu, and on this channel I share loads of content all around personal finance, money saving tips and tricks, and I just show you how to live your best life on a budget. Returning subscribers, folks, coming back to watch another video. It's great to have you here with me again today. Right, so let's get into it. Essentially, it's taking a break from digital platforms and digital tools. There's different types of digital detoxes you can do. I personally chose my digital detox to be based around social media usage. So that was things like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, those platforms that I spent a lot of time on. It was my time to kind of step away from those platforms and take that time and use it elsewhere. A few years ago, actually, late 2019, I did my first ever digital detox, and it was life-changing for me. I did a whole blog post on my blog over here, which I'll link in the description box below, because you can still check it out. A lot of the stuff that I said there was very much relevant even till this day. That digital detox that I did back in 2019 was actually what birthed my blog and this YouTube channel that you're watching today, and I learned so much from that experience, and I grew so much during that time. I did it for 21 days when I did it back in 2019, and I thought, let me challenge myself this time around to do it for a complete 30 days. Let me not lie, I struggled even when I did it for 21 days, so to now say I'm going to do it for even longer, I was a little bit apprehensive about doing it, but I knew it was something that I needed to do. When it comes to setting rules for a digital detox, you can pretty much set whatever parameters work for you. It's very important during those 30 days that you actually stick to the rules that you've put in place for yourself, otherwise it's counterproductive. So for me, this time around, I found this digital detox to be much more challenging than it was back in 2019, and I'll go into those reasons for you in a sec. But before I go into the challenges that I experienced during the digital detox, I wanted to first of all just talk a little bit about why I did the digital detox. I think I had got to that point where I had plateaued and I was becoming stagnant. So I was just kind of doing things in repeat motion just because that's what I'd always been doing, or that's what I had been doing for the previous 6 months to a year. But there was no, I don't want to say there was no fire in what I was doing, because I am passionate about what I do. But at the same time, I felt like I was just putting in the work but not seeing the fruits of my labor, and it was quite discouraging. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just doing the same thing repeatedly over and over again, and I'm expecting a different result. And you know, they actually say that that is insanity. So I'm like, look, YouTube is not going to come and drive me crazy, so let me just step away and let me actually think about what I'm doing and see if I can think about a different way to approach this and get a bit more clearer on what I'm doing online. But what I was finding in the lead up to my detox is that I was just so busy being busy that I never had that time to kind of just step back and really consider what I was doing and look at the bigger picture and just get clear on the direction that I want to take my platform and the purpose behind what I'm actually doing here online. Like, as much as I just love turning on the camera and talking to the camera, I want to make sure that I'm bringing value to you guys every time I release a video. Another reason why I decided August was a good time to do that detox was because I really wanted to spend time with my family. Like, it was summer holidays, the boys were going to be off for 6 weeks, and what I didn't want to happen is over those 6 weeks I would just be stressing at them all the time, saying, leave me alone, I'm busy, I've got work to do, I'm editing, I'm recording, and just being snappy and short with them because I don't have enough time to do all the things that I want to do in my day. Another big reason I needed to do this detox is because I was addicted to my phone. I spent hours upon hours every day scrolling mindlessly online, and what I could do very easily is blame it on the fact that I use it for work, for my side hustle. I'm trying to build a platform on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram account, so that's why I need to be present and be online all the time. But if I'm honest with myself, probably 10% of the time that I'm on Instagram is for work purposes. The other 90% is just me being a busybody and minding everybody else's business. I'm wasting time on things that are not actually benefiting my life in any way, shape or form. Yes, you can say, you know, it's fun, it's leisure, it's downtime, but when you're spending 4 or 5 hours a day on Instagram, that is not downtime, that is a waste of your time. And that's what I was finding. grinding. I was wasting too much time on these platforms. I actually think I was addicted to Instagram at one point. Like, why is Instagram the first thing I'm checking first thing in the morning? Now, I haven't even finished wiping the sleep from my eyes and I'm checking my Instagram to see what's happening. Like, it's too much. If you're in that position and you know that you can relate to what I'm saying now, maybe it's time for you to consider doing a detox too. Another thing that made me think I need to step away from this platform for a while and just step away from the internet for a while is that I was comparing myself to other people way too much. So, you know, there's quite a few people in the finance space online now that are doing YouTube, that are doing Instagram, which is amazing, because the more people that are spreading this money message, the better, because it means that more people are getting helped and more people are changing their relationships with money, which is absolutely beautiful and I love it. So don't misunderstand what I'm trying to say here. But for me, it was getting to the point that I was just comparing my content to other people's content and thinking, oh, my content isn't as good, or maybe if I did more of what that person was doing, then maybe my videos will perform better, or maybe my Instagram will grow quicker. And it just wasn't healthy. Like, why am I so bothered about what other people are doing? I need to focus on what I'm doing and know that I have an audience that I'm serving with this content, and just be happy and grounded in that and focus on serving them to the best of my ability. And I needed to take that time away in order to gather my thoughts so that I can think more clearly about what I'm doing on my platform and not be so influenced by other people's content or what other people are doing and achieving. Lastly, I was very curious to actually see what would happen to my channel if I stopped posting, because I've been posting consistently for the past, 18, 19, 20 months since I've had this channel. So bar the month of August, I'd been posting consistently 1 to 2 videos every week since I started this channel. So I wanted to see what would happen if I didn't post any videos. Like, would my channel actually die completely? Like, will I literally get no more views, or will I still actually get views but not at the same rate as before? I was just really curious to see the impact that it would have. So it would let me know in retrospect whether or not me posting so much is actually working to help my channel grow, or whether if I stop posting, YouTube would actually stop pushing my videos. Because to be fair, I don't think they push my videos that much anyway. I actually really miss sharing content with you guys, and I don't think it's really a nice experience for you as the end user for me to just ghost you for a month and then come back like, oh, I'm back again, and you're supposed to care. It doesn't work like that kind of thing. It's a relationship. Just like if you were in a relationship with somebody and they just went missing for a month and then just came back like, oh yeah, babe, how are you? You're not going to be having it. You're going to be like, where have you been for the last 28 days or 30 days? So I guess it's the same kind of thing. Obviously we're not in a romantic relationship, but you get the premise of what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not good to just ghost people. I think the next time I do a digital detox, I will prepare and plan ahead for it so that there won't be a gap in terms of the content you guys receive. So from your side, it's going to look like I'm still here posting, but they will be pre-scheduled videos just so that I can have that time off to regroup and to recalibrate, because I think it is definitely healthy to take breaks. In terms of the worst parts of the digital detox, I would have to say FOMO was the worst thing. Like, fear of missing out, or actually missing out in my case. That was probably the worst part of not having social media. I think social media in itself, that one wasn't that hard. Like, not seeing people's pictures on Instagram, I could live with that. But I think it was the WhatsApp, because I didn't mention that actually, but WhatsApp, I also deleted that for the month of August too. That was definitely the hardest thing, not having WhatsApp. That's where you get the notifications for events that are happening. That's where people send you messages to say, oh, let's meet up. The group chats, that's where the conversations are being had between friends and stuff like that. So I definitely missed out on a lot of the community activities that were taking place in the month of August. There were things that I was invited to that I was unable to attend because I didn't realize I was invited. So that was the only thing, I guess, that I didn't like about the digital detox. I think for me, it was definitely a case of, in the month of August, I kind of became like a hermit, and it was just me and myself and my family at home, and I didn't really get to see people as much as I would have previously. So that was the only thing that I definitely noticed happen during the month of August versus, how it would be on a normal day, especially given that it was the summer holidays actually, because August is the prime time for meeting up with friends and stuff because all the kids are off at the same time. But I feel like it's like out of sight, out of mind. Tolly's not on WhatsApp, so Tolly's not getting an invitation. Tolly's not hearing about what's going on, and that's kind of definitely one thing that I would say I didn't like about the detox. But at the same time, I guess it saves me some money, because God knows what my budget would have looked like if I was going to all these events on top of the spending that I was doing with my family. Another big challenge was that downtime. Like, you don't realize how much you just do things on impulse. Like you literally just mindlessly scroll on your phone so much. Well, I'm saying you, I don't actually know if that's what you do, but that's definitely what I do. So like if I'm queuing up at the shop, so I've gone to the post office to post a package, for example, and I'm standing up in a queue, and my automatic thing would be to just pick up my phone and scroll on Instagram, or just go for my WhatsApp stories or something. I would find something to do to fill that idle time, and not having social media during that time meant that I didn't really have anything to fill that time. So that was definitely a challenge for me. I think another big challenge that I saw or experienced during that time was the fact that when I did my detox back in 2019, I didn't have my platform, so I didn't have a YouTube channel, I hadn't started my blog, I wasn't creating content online, so I could step away and it wouldn't be a thing. It didn't matter because nobody was watching, or I didn't need to keep up to date with anything like that. Fast forward to now, it's like, okay, I actually have a channel, I have videos that people watch, I have people that comment on my videos. On Instagram, the same thing, I receive DMs and things like that. So it was like I couldn't completely 100% not log into any of those platforms for that time, because then I'll miss out on potential opportunities, and it's not a nice experience for my viewers as well. So I was trying to check in as regularly as I can, but then I didn't want to check in too much because it's so easy to then just get lost on those platforms. That definitely made it a lot harder this time around, because Instagram, as soon as I download the app again to check my stories, I see all these new people have followed me, or all these new posts have come up on my feed, and I'm like, oh, let me quickly have a look. And having to overcome that and say, no, I'm not going to look at that stuff. Listen, that was very, very challenging. Last time I could just delete everything and forget it. This time around, I had to make sure it was literally only for the bare minimum for business and nothing else. When it comes to digital detoxes, I think social media detoxes, digital detox, social media fast, whatever you want to call it, is something that we should all try and do and incorporate into our life on a regular basis. So like for me, moving forward, weekends I'm offline, like literally Saturday, Sunday, no social media, no YouTube, nothing. I'm just spending time with my family and I'm disconnected from the internet. And I think that's healthy to kind of have that balance, that you're not always constantly being fed information or always constantly online and just being fed and not giving yourself room to think and breathe. So I think however you want to do it, make sure you factor into your life breaks from social media. So whether it's a few hours in a day where you say I'm not going to check the app, or whether it's on certain days of the week where you say this is my no phone day or my no internet day, I think it's healthy to kind of set those boundaries so that you can reclaim some of your time back. During my digital detox, actually, I read an amazing book called Digital Minimalism. So when I was planning to do this detox, I was looking online at videos around the similar topics to kind of see what people do when they don't have the internet, because you'll find that when you delete social media off your phone and remove it from your life, suddenly you have so much idle time and you're like, how can I fill this time? So I was watching all these videos online anyway, and they spoke a lot about this book called Digital Minimalism. Listen, I'll link it in the description box below for you to go and check it out, because if you are thinking about how you can kind of limit your usage of the internet and not become a slave to your phone, then this book will definitely help you, give you some tools and tips and strategies that you can adopt and apply to your own lifestyle so that you can reclaim your time and your life back, and you don't have to be controlled by your device. You can actually control your device and use your device to your own benefit. During my digital detox, like I mentioned earlier, and I think I've actually made reference to it in previous videos since I've been back, but I spent a lot of time with my family during that time. So one of the things that we did do over the summer holidays, which was so fun, is we stayed at a caravan park. I've never done that before in my life. It was so fun. The boys had the most amazing time. Like we went to the beach, we went to the fun fair. We just enjoyed time on the actual caravan park site, going to the shows, doing activities. Like it was just really good to just spend that time with family. Oh my gosh, and one thing that we did that we never ever do, in fact that's the first time we've ever done it as a family, was we played board games. Like who actually does that in 2021, sits down and plays board games as a family? I don't know, put in the comment section below actually if you do that with your family, because for us it was so fun and we're like, oh my gosh, why have we never done this before? But it was just so nice for us to just sit down as a family, play games together without being connected to our digital devices, without no phones ringing, or without me like having to record what we're doing or take pictures to post on my stories. It was just nice to just be in the moment and enjoy that quality family time. So I think if I wasn't doing a digital detox when we went away, it probably wouldn't have been the same trip. It would have been still a nice trip, don't get me wrong, we would have had a great time, but I wouldn't have been as present on that trip as I was this time around. Also during that time away, I finally made headway with my website. After about a year of having my website, I knew that I needed to modify it. There were updates that I needed to make, especially once I launched the online store on there. I knew that what I had before wasn't really fit for purpose, but trying to find the time to actually rewrite the copy, choose the right theme. I knew it was going to be very time consuming, and I didn't have that time to focus on it before this digital detox. But during that time, I finally was able to find somebody to help me do the website and brief them on the website, and yeah, make all the necessary changes. So I guess the biggest benefit of the detox was the time that it gave me back. All those hours I was able to reclaim during that detox period because of the fact that I wasn't online, and because of the fact that I couldn't really use my phone. There wasn't much to do when you can't go on social media, so I had so much more time to now focus on the things that were important to me. Like I was saying, spending time with family, working on the website, working on a plan for my YouTube channel, where I want it to go, what kind of content I want to be producing on my Instagram account. Like all those things that I haven't had the time to proper sit down and think about, I was able to give it time during that detox period. One of the important things that I learned from that digital detox is the importance of taking regular breaks, and I realized during that time how addicted to my phone I actually was and how much time I wasted on my phone. So for ages I would always complain about the fact that I don't have enough time, there's not enough hours in the day to do this, there's not enough hours in the day to do that. But the reality was there was hours in the day, I just wasn't allocating them and spending them wisely. And during that detox season I realized that, yeah, Tolu, the issue isn't that you don't have time, the issue is you're not managing the time that you do have very well. And another thing that I learned during that detox is that nothing changes unless you actually make those changes proactively. So yes, you can say I'm giving up Instagram and YouTube, etc., so that I have more time, but it's important you make sure you actually fill that time with something useful or something tangible, because what you don't want to do is basically replace one bad thing with another bad thing. Yes, social media and all those things take up a lot of my time, but ultimately that isn't the biggest issue. The biggest issue is myself and what I do to prioritize my time. Taking that time away really allowed me to realize that no, Tolu, what you're doing is good, you're on the right track, and you just need to stay focused and stay in your lane. Don't look left, don't look right, don't watch what other people are doing. You just stay focused on being truthful and honest with the value that you're bringing to your audience. I need to stop focusing on goals that are beyond me and only focus on things that I can change. For example, one of my goals that I set at the start of the year was to hit 10,000 Instagram followers. Now, yes, you can say if I post consistently every day, then I could naturally get to that 10,000 goal. But equally, I could post consistently every day and not reach that 10,000 goal. So am I measuring myself based on the fact that I've hit that 10,000, or am I measuring myself against the fact that I've done what I need to do on a daily basis? So I've posted my 1 post a day or 2 posts a day, whatever the benchmark is that I set for myself. I need to work on the input, and the output will be a byproduct of the input in which I put in, as opposed to being focused on that output, that end result that I want to get to, and not being content in the journey until I reach that final destination. It's enjoying the journey, enjoying the process, and being content with whatever season I'm at during this journey. Finding joy in the journey, that is something that I'm basically trying to do a lot more of now, and not being so focused on the big goals, the big numbers, but just enjoying every step of the process, every step of the way, because it is a journey. Because to be fair, if you go back to my first ever video on this channel, that is why I started this platform. I said I started this channel to document my financial freedom journey, and I need to remember that when I get distracted by what other people are doing, or I get discouraged by the fact that things aren't going the way I want it to go, I recognize and realize that no, Tolu, you started this platform just because you want other people to see a real journey. So the highs and the lows, that's all part and parcel of the journey. So yes, keep showing people, let people see the wins, let them see the L's, and let them see, hopefully, God willing, 5 years down the line, when you've made it to the other side and you are further ahead on your financial journey and closer to that goal, then you can look back and be like, oh my gosh, I remember this season, that season, what I went through here, what I went through there. It's all part of it. You can't skip the journey, you can't skip the process. So just embrace it and enjoy it. So yeah, that's literally a recap of my 30-day digital detox. So I hope from this video you've taken away why I did it, what I learned from it, and why I think it's a great idea for you to try one too. If you have any questions about digital detoxes that you want to ask, then definitely leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Also, let me know if you've ever done a digital detox, or let me know what kind of things you do to manage your social media consumption. Like, do you have your no phone days or your no social media days? I'll be interested to know what works for you in the comment section below. But that is literally it for today's video. If you made it this far and you haven't given a thumbs up, then you know what you need to do. Do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed. Share this video with a friend or family member, and I will see you guys soon for another video.